Hey y'all, welcome to the next tutorial in this series on blogs. Here's what we've done with this blog so far. This tutorial will be on custom domain names. All of the names for Blogger blogs that are free end in .blogspot.com. That's not always the best thing. If you buy a custom domain, it looks a lot more professional. If you use a custom domain, it's a much easier URL to give out. There are a lot of good reasons to use your own domain name, and domain names themselves are not very expensive at all, and it's not hard to set up. If you go to GoDaddy.com, I know it sounds kind of funny. I thought it was funny the first time I went here too, but this is where I have my site hosted, and you will see right here domain names $1.99 for the entire year. That's probably a low price that you get for a new domain name, and then successive years might be $7 or $8, or I bet you if you go in there and buy it, you can get it $1.99 for many years to come. Maybe you could set it up for 5 years at that price, and then in 5 years you'll have to pay the annual cost that might be, I don't know, $8 or something like that. It's a very nominal cost just to buy your domain name. Now you have to keep that separate from hosting, because that's just the name of the URL that you're buying. That actually has nothing to do with hosting. You won't be able to upload any files there, but down here somewhere you will see hosting prices. I'm trying to see, I don't know where they are, but the hosting is not that much either. Let's see, hosting options, web hosting. And here are some prices for that. And if you're just getting started and not doing anything really but giving out freebies or things like that, you can get the economy plan here for $4.99 a month. And actually the more you go up, the cheaper it is, I believe. If you buy it for like an entire year or 2 years or whatnot, then the price is a lot cheaper. And I thought it was cheaper than that, but you'd have to get in there and look, I guess. Add to cart. Let's see if it gives me something else. There's a bunch of other stuff in here, but it's not very expensive. You'd have to look into it and click around, and if you need more storage and more than just the basic, that's where it gets expensive. But you can go here and buy your own domain name. Let's close this out and then go back to your Blogger settings and click this Settings tab, and then click Publishing, and you'll see right here it says Switch to Custom Domain. Point your own registered domain name to this blog. And so you would click on that, and you can even buy a domain right from here if you want. That, remember, is just the domain name. And I'm not sure, I guess Google would host it. So you could do that if that's all you're planning on doing, and buy your domain name through here if you wanted to. But then let's see. I don't know where it is. If you buy it somewhere else, switch to advanced settings if you already own your own domain name, and then you can put it in there, and etc., and go on from there. Now, if you want to take a quick look at my blog here, you notice that it has a blog.hummiesworld.com. That is a subdomain because I have hosting with my domain, and most of the pages start out, for instance, we can go to the forum. Most of them start out hummiesworld.com forum, or this one is a gallery. But for my blog, I needed a subdomain in order to redirect it. It couldn't be hummiesworld.com blog. It had to be a subdomain. And so that's a little bit more complicated. So if you own the hosting also, you're going to want to set that up a little bit different. And it takes a little bit more skill and knowledge to set that up, but most hosting places will help you do that. If you go here to the blogger help page down here, well, if you just go, let's see, blogger help, and you scroll down, customize your blog, you're going to see custom domains. And then you're going to see how do I use a custom domain on my blog, and then here's one on how do I create CNAME records for my custom domain. These instructions for creating a CNAME are what you're going to need in order to direct it to a subdomain like I created. And there are actually instructions. See, here is GoDaddy is the top one, and there's some other sites there, but this tells you exactly how to do that when you where you have to go into GoDaddy and make those changes there. And it's basically setting up some redirects where when you go to one link, it like instantly redirects you to the other link. And so my blog is still hosted at its original Blogspot address, and if you go to it, you can find it there. It will show up, but it's nobody remembers it much anymore. And I wish, though, when I first began, I had a lot of people signed up with my Blogspot RSS feed, and it was the original name of the RSS feed. And then when I created the redirects and set it up, I had to get everybody to try to move them over and sign it up. And I wish I would have set it all up this way and had somebody show me from the beginning, you know, because then they were all signed up with the RSS for my Blogspot address, and then I had to get them all moved over to the blog.hummiesworld RSS, and then I found FeedBurner, and I had to move them all over again so that all of the feeds would come together. And it did take me a while, but I finally got it. So if you're wanting to do this, you're still going to be setting that up in this same spot here. And in this spot, it would be blog.hummiesworld.com. It'd be your subdomain address rather than just your main www address. But then you'd have to do this stuff behind the scenes. So if you've got your whole hosting, you're going to need to do these instructions, and it's a little bit harder, and you're going to need help from your hosting and not me. But at least I've pointed you in the right direction. If you're just going to have your domain name point to your blog, and that's all you're going to use your domain name for, and you're not going to have any hosting, that's super easy for you to set up. And and right here's where you to do it. So I hope this helps you understand a little bit more how that works, and go forth and create.